Hi Yoga Pals! Welcome to our class today. So this class is designed for people with cerebral palsy who have spastic diplegia, but it also might be useful to anyone at all really, and anyone who has a lower limb injury or disability. And you might find this yoga class useful because it takes that into consideration. Now, the class is primarily in 4-point kneeling and floor-based positions with a little bit of standing. We're going to teach you how to use the wall for support if that's useful to you, or if you feel like you can stand for a few seconds to work on your balance. That's also welcome. So we will do a little bit, few seconds in standing. You're welcome to use any support that you need, and the rest of the class will be primarily on the floor. So if that sounds like it's a good fit for you today, please join us and welcome.
We're Karen Physiotherapy, your trusted source for health classes, information, and outdoor activity preparation. We help you live the lifestyle you dream of.
So we're gonna start today in easy pose, which is a tough name to give this position because sometimes it's quite difficult actually, especially if our hips have a hard time opening up into what we call external rotation. So some ways that you can make this easier for yourself is if you use a pillow. It can be just a pillow from your bed or a meditation pillow, and you can just sit on it. So you lift up your sit bones and lift yourself onto the pillow. That can make it easier. We can also put pillows underneath our knees to help lift them up and give them a bit more support, especially if you find that your legs are more in this position here. It'll be nice to have some pillows that come right up to your bottom and just support kind of the outside of your legs here. So feel free to use pillows and props and anything you need to feel a bit more comfortable. And however it looks for you today, we're going to come into a nice seated position. So if that's in this kind of cross-leg position, that's great. If it's just not feeling good today, feel free to have your feet in front of you and just hang on to your knees here. That's welcome too. And we're just going to sit and check in with our breath to start. So if you can have a seat where it's comfortable and really try and get as comfortable as you can on the floor. Now here, I just want you to start noticing your breath. Just seeing what it's doing naturally as it comes in and as you breathe out. And you're just going to notice the natural rhythm. Notice if you're breathing into your upper chest or if you feel like you're getting a little bit deeper today. And we're going to try and slow our breath down as we deepen it at the same time. So rather than taking short and quick breaths, we want to breathe a little bit slower and all the way down into our belly. So really think of expanding as you breathe in and breathing out really slowly. Now, as we do some breath here, I just want you to lift your arms up overhead as you breathe in. Bring your hands together and down the center as you breathe out. Let's do that a few times. Lifting your arms up and out towards the side. And breathing out. Arms out to the side. And breathing out. And at any point today, if the movements don't feel good or don't feel right for you right now, just take an easy position and come back to your breath. That's what yoga is mainly about, is turning our focus inwards and focusing on our breathing. So at any point today, feel free to just pause and refocus on that aspect. Now, no matter what sitting position you're in today, we can give a little easy seated twist a try. If you're in cross-leg position, I'm going to get you to take your left hand, place it on your right knee, and your right hand's going to come behind you as you twist your heart towards the right. Take a nice deep breath in here and a breath out. And then we're going to do the opposite side. Now, if you're in a position where your feet are flat and your knees are up, you can do the same kind of thing by bringing your right hand to your left knee, your left hand around, and twisting your heart to open on the left side. So there's lots of ways to do pretty much everything in yoga. Now we're going to come back to the middle here and doing some little neck movements. So just tilting your ear from side to side, back and forth. And then we're going to look over each shoulder. A few times, just moving at your own pace that feels good. We're going to look all the way up, all the way down. And as you take a breath in, we're going to lift our shoulders up towards our ears. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our shoulders all the way down our backs. Lift up. And then shoulder blades all the way down our backs. Now we're going to move into a 4-point kneeling position. So however feels best for you to transition to that is fine. If you're in a cross-leg position, you can bring your hands forward into a 4-point kneeling position, or you can transition into side sitting and come up at your own pace. Now, once we get on our hands and knees here, really try and push through your hands, pushing the yoga mat away from you. We're going to drop our bellies and look forward. And then take a nice breath in as you reach this point here. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring our chin towards our chest, lifting our mid-back up towards the ceiling. Then breathing in, dropping the belly, shine your heart forward, and exhale. Round your back, lift your mid-back towards the ceiling, and push away from your yoga mat. We're just going to go back and forth at your own pace here. Really feeling the pressure through your knees, supporting your hips, pushing away from the yoga mat with your hands. Good. And then we're going to meet in the neutral tabletop position here. Now from here, I just want you to almost bump your right hip towards your right shoulder, coming into a C-shaped position with your back. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Back and forth here, almost like you're a little dog wagging its tail. Make sure you keep a focus on your breath as you're going in this position. Now, staying with our dog theme here, this one's a little bit more challenging. So some of you will be able to do the first part of this exercise, which is just putting more weight on the left knee. So taking weight off of your right side. Now we're going to try and lift our right leg out towards the side. We might just get a centimeter off the mat. That's okay. So see what feels good for your body today. Make sure you're pressing through your hands evenly. All your weight in the back is in your left knee. And we're going to aim to do what's called a fire hydrant. So we're going to lift our knee out to the side. And just to get the visual there, it's almost like a little dog peeing on the fire hydrant. So we're using our muscles in the back of our hips here. And this can be quite challenging. So maybe we just shift our weight today, and that's great. That's really good practice. And maybe we lift our knee up a little bit, just hardly off the floor for a second. And as we get a little bit stronger, we can lift our knee higher and higher. Now coming onto the opposite side, so we're going to put weight through the right knee. Keep pressing through both hands. And this time we're going to lift up our left knee. So remember, even if it's just a little, that's okay. A little bit out to the side and back. Lifting up and back. Perfect. Now from here, we're going to walk our hands towards our knees. And we're going to bring our hands on top of our knees, so we're in a low kneeling position here. Now as we inhale, we're going to come up to high kneeling. And as we exhale, we're going to lower down. If you need support to come up to high kneeling, feel free to do this at the wall. So you can stay in your low kneeling to start here, have your hand on the wall, and come up to high kneeling. Really squeezing with the muscles at the back of your hips. Now from here, the next time we come up to high kneeling, we're going to bring our right leg forward into a half kneeling. Again, you can use the wall for support if you need. And then we're going to push off our front leg to come up to a full standing mountain pose. So from mountain pose here, we just want to feel what it feels like in our feet. If you need to hang onto the wall for balance, maybe we let go for a second, put some fingertips back on. You have the option of facing the wall to have both hands on. That's perfect there. See if you can keep that focus on your breath as you're standing. Now it might be quite hard and it might be tough to focus on, but use the wall, use a chair, use any props you need, and we're just practicing standing mountain pose balance here. Good. Now from here, we're going to get back onto hands and knees. So however you need to do that safely to get back onto the ground is perfectly fine. We might find that it helps to separate kind of right foot forward, left foot back, and we use the wall to get back down. That's one option. See what feels good for you. And we're going to meet back in our tabletop position. Now pushing away from the mat, we're going to walk our hands back towards our knees. Again, lifting our hands onto our legs, onto our thighs, coming into that low kneeling position. Don't be afraid to use the wall for help and support or a chair. And we're going to do a few more of these where we lift off, come into high kneeling as we inhale, and lower back down as we exhale. Let's do one more here. Now we're going to come up again to our high kneeling. This time, hand on the wall again. We're going to come to standing using our left leg forward. So we're going to lift our left leg forward using any support you need to help push off that front leg, and we're going to come up to standing. So again, a few breaths here, really trying to work on that standing balance and trying to put weight through our feet equally. See if you can press into your heels, press into the balls of your feet, and see if you can notice how your toes feel on the ground too. And from here, again, we're going to come down to the ground. So if you want to try this way on the wall, you can face the wall, have your left leg back, and see if you can almost walk yourself down the wall to a half kneeling position here. Now from here, we're going to come back onto hands and knees. Good. And we're going to just take our time coming onto our heels, then moving onto our side and meeting in a seated position. So the next few exercises here are going to focus on our core. If that's something that's quite tricky for you, feel free to just sit down, take a breath, and really focus on your breathing. If you can join in, just go as far as you can comfortably. So any amount here is welcome, and whatever your body can do today is great. That's always welcome here. So it might look different depending on the day. So we're going to roll onto our backs here, coming all the way back down. We're going to walk our feet towards our hips, have our hands comfortably at our sides, and we're going to lift our bottom up off the floor. So maybe today we just practice squeezing the muscles that are called our glutes at the back of our legs, and maybe we lift up a bit of a centimeter, maybe a little bit higher, but we're aiming to get our bones at the front of our hips here as high off the ground towards the ceiling as we can. So see how high you can lift today. And we're just going to slowly move in and out of the bridge. Good. Let's do one more. Perfect. Now from here, we're going to lift our legs up off the floor. See if you can keep your shins parallel to the floor. And from here, we're just going to tap our right toe down, bring it back up, tap our left toe down, bring that back up, right toe, left toe, and lower both feet. Good. That's a tough one. Really well done. We're going to do that one more time. So lifting our legs up so our shins are parallel. See if you can tap your right toe down, tapping your left toe down, right toe, last one, left toe, and relax your feet. Whew. Well done. You can shake your knees side to side here if that feels good. Let's stretch our legs out in front of us. Really relax your head down. Relax your arms to your side. Relax your legs. Really focus on letting go of any tension in your hips, in your knees, letting your feet fall to the side, and letting go. Let's take a really big breath in and do a cleansing exhale. Just sigh it out. Now close your eyes here, and we're just going to rest for a minute. Maybe thinking about how grateful you are that you gave this gift to your body today. Bit of movement. It's always good for both our mental and physical health to turn inward and focus on what's going on inside, or what's going on inside our bodies. If you have time to stay in this position today, feel free to pause the video and stay in a resting pose for longer. If you have to move on with your day, you can start to wiggle your toes and your feet, wiggle your fingers, and come back up to a seat. So thank you so much for practicing with me today. It was great to have a YouTube audience here, and yeah, hopefully this was a good activity for your body today. And I welcome you to check back in and see what other kinds of adaptive yoga videos we have. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.